If you heard anything about network marketing, you probably heard this. Most people fail. And statistically, yes, most people do not build long-term success in the industry. But here's the question no one asks. Why? Is it because the model is broken? Or is it because expectations, habits, and leadership maturity are broken? Welcome back, cowboys and cowgirls. Today we're going to unpack why most people fail, calmly, honestly, and without blame. So I'm excited to jump right into this week's lesson. So part one, emotional decisions create unstable results. Luke chapter 14, verse 28. Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost? We've kind of talked about this chapter and verse before. Many people join emotionally, not strategically. And think about this. This is the pressure tactic that we've always talked. We want to connect with people's emotions, but we want to make sure that we're doing it the right way. We want to connect emotionally. We want to connect with them to be trustworthy. But if we're using emotion as just a way to get people signed up and not doing it truthfully, then we're using them to join emotionally, not strategically. And they're probably going to most likely be set up to fail. They're inspired by possibilities, but being unprepared for the process. This is like we talked about last week, being truthful of the work that is required. They underestimate rejection. They underestimate the learning curve, the time consistency that they need to put in. I didn't say the amount of time, I said the time consistency. So make sure you're setting them up for success by being truthful with them. When results don't come quickly, their emotion collapse. But they need to understand that sometimes it does not come quickly. And this is you setting them up right. Inspiration starts with you. Maturity sustains you. So part two, inconsistency is the silent killer. Galatians chapter 6, verses 9. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. What is that telling you? Does that not connect with you of just putting in the work and God will reward you in the right time? Network marketing rewards consistency, not intensity. So make sure you're being consistent. Many people work hard for 30 days, then disappear for 60. And they think they're going to get back of just jumping in and doing this stuff. It's not that way. Especially if you're trying to do it on social media. The algorithm doesn't reward it. And you going out and trying to talk to people, you're not going to feel comfortable talking to people if you're doing it for a short period of time, taking time off, because you're forgetting what you're saying, of being just the easy flow, of the confidence that you have talking to people goes away because you've quit doing it for a period of time. And teams can't duplicate that. And your momentum dies in gaps. Because when you see action and people doing this stuff, your team sees that too. And they always like, oh, look, they're constantly doing this. This is what they're doing every single day. Remember, consistency beats motivation every single time. Stay at it. Some people might be able to be quicker than others. That's just how it is. It's their time. But you have to put in the work every single day doing something. So part three, expectation gaps destroys confidence. Proverbs chapter 13, verses 12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Unrealistic expectations create discouragement. And so this is when you say, hey, you can be at this rank at this time, and then they don't do it and they don't make it, they get discouraged because you don't know what their full life situation is, especially if you're just very signing them up. This is why we encourage when you're sitting down and signing up somebody, what is their why? What is their expectations? What are they willing to do every single day to meet those expectations? Then you can kind of guide them like, oh no, this expectation is realistic. Or, hey, from my experience of what you're doing, what your time commitment and all this stuff, meeting this expectation is unrealistic. Not to try to discourage them, but you're setting a better expectation up. And when income is promised too quickly and they don't make it, confidence collapses later because they're not making it. They're always expecting to do all this stuff. So you need to make sure you're setting these expectations at the correct level of what their commitment is. People quit not because they can't succeed, but because they expected it faster. Remember, kingdom thinking is long-term thinking, and expectation determines endurance. So make sure you're getting to know them and helping them set their expectations correctly. Part 4, comparison distorts perspective. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 12. When they measure themselves by themselves, they are not wise. You need to really think about, put some thought in that. When they measure themselves by themselves, they are not wise. People are measuring themselves by social media. Social media exaggerates success. Comparison makes steady growth feel slow too, in which it could be good, it could be bad. Every person has different expectations, and they also have different network, different experience, different season of life. Like we were talking about before, everybody's in a different position. So you need to be really careful about comparison. Look, this person did this. Well, they might have a totally different network than you. I know I have a totally different network of people in my life than my upline does. They came from a network marketing background. They've had years of experience in it. Well, my network, very few people have ever been in network marketing. So I had to go out and grow my network with different people. I never did have experience in it. They've had years of experience. So these are the things that you have to be careful of. Growth must be evaluated against faithfulness, not someone else's highlight reel. And remember, comparison steals the joy of progress. Always celebrate your own small steps. Make sure your leaders know the step that you made. Hopefully they're paying attention to you and celebrating it with you as soon as you do it. Part 5, lack of ownership stalls growth. Proverbs chapter 28, verses 13. Whoever conceals their sins does not prosper. So if you're blaming other things, that keeps you powerless. Make sure you take ownership of what you're doing, because ownership restores control. Instead of asking, why isn't this working? Ask, where can I improve? What can I do differently? What else do I need to learn to make sure this works? Leaders grow through reflection. Doing a non-judgmental self-assessment of the amount of work you're putting in. What you're doing every day that's going to make you successful. Because the moment you take ownership is the moment you regain authority. So wrapping up this week, success is stewardship. Most people don't fail because the model is flawed. They fail because They move emotionally. They lack consistency. They compare too much. And they expect too much too fast. Network marketing done the right way is not dramatic. It's steady. It's not hype driven. It's stewardship driven. And stewardship always wins in the long run. So comment below, which of these do you think causes most failure? I would like to know your guys' opinion. In the next episode, we're going to talk about building without manipulation or pressure and why attraction always outperforms urgency. Remember, cowboys and cowgirls, slow is steady, steady is scalable. Build accordingly. God bless you all.